More people died in that section of the fort than anywhere else. I remember just like feeling like there was someone in that doorway. I honestly think that that was one of the best spirit box sessions and the best evidence with the spirit box I've ever captured. Hey guys, this is Emma with the Spirit Keepers coming at you with the final part of the Fort Warren investigation. I apologize that this was a little delayed with the holidays and everything. I've just been a little busy, but it is finally here and I'm so excited to share everything with you. If this is the first video you're seeing, I highly recommend you go back to part 1 where I talk about the lady in black. That is going to be in the description below. I definitely recommend, if you have any interest in knowing about the history of this location, there's a lot of interesting facts about it. I go over the story of Lady in Black and everything, so I highly recommend you check out the first part of the Fort Warren investigation if you want all of the history and all of that sort of information. I filmed the Lady in Black footage and the haunted hospital footage on different days, so that's why my outfit's a little different. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and start showing you the haunted hospital footage that I got, and then I'm gonna do a reaction after this, so stay tuned. Hey everyone, it's Emma. I am here at Fort Warren. Obviously you guys heard about the history in the first section, so I wanted to get a feel for the island before I did any kind of ghost hunting, just to see what was going on. And towards the front of the fort, by the visitors section, by the visitors center, if you go right up the hill, there are these 2 cannons, and then you can walk right in to the fort, and there is a room on the left. I'm going to show you guys, and we're going to investigate there. And it has 4 fireplaces. It's probably the nicest room in this entire fort. And I was feeling energy there, more there than any other place, including like the defense section of the fort, including the prisoners section. This particular area really got to me, and I was like, this is very interesting because it has nothing to do, like it almost felt disconnected from the fort. I assumed it was like for the officers to meet, or like an administrative building with like the fireplaces and stuff. And there were no plaques, so I was sitting here and I'm like, why am I feeling so much energy from this area? And I went back to the visitor center just to see a map of the fort, and I actually found out the room that I was feeling all that energy from, and I could like almost visually, like I felt like people at the end of the hall and things like that, was the hospital section of the fort. That was where everyone was treated, and more people died in that section of the fort than anywhere else. So it's wild that I picked up on that like almost immediately, that there was, you know, that kind of residual energy. So I'm very excited. I'm gonna do a spirit box session. I'll definitely be over at the hospital. Okay guys, I actually found out that there is a plaque saying that this is the hospital. I just didn't see it when I was first here. So yes, this is the hospital section. Here's a little plaque. Yeah, Dr. Charles McGill was a Confederate political prisoner who was a doctor, and he was able to assist people here. But yeah, I'm just gonna have us walk in now. This area tends to be a little bit more quiet, so when I first walked in here, I walked in on the other end, and there is definitely, here I'm gonna walk to the end to show you guys, but when I first walked in, there's a bulletin board up here. So I walked, and as I was walking in, there's some bulletin boards over there, but I turned into here, and I remember just like feeling like there was someone in that doorway. And when we just walked in just now, I felt it again as I was crossing through the doorway. So there's definitely some stuff going on with the hospital section. I think I'm gonna try to do some stuff in here. for as long as I can. Like I said, there's a lot of people coming, so we'll have to see, but yeah, see if I could catch anything. But yeah, it makes sense now that I look at it to see all the fireplaces in here. It would make sense for a hospital, and then they probably put a bed by each of these windows, I'd assume. But yeah, there's definitely an energy in here. I know I can't prove that to you guys, but like I can just feel it. Hey guys, sorry about that. I'm back now. Can you tell me your name? Did you die here?
Resting.
Did you die in this room?
Medical perfect.
What's wrong? Are you sick? Did you hurt yourself? You feel weak? What's wrong? Are you an officer here? Do you work here? What's your job? Are you from the Boston area? Where are you from? How old am I? I just turned 30.
I will marry you.
Is there anyone here helping you? Is there anything you'd like us to know? there anything I can do to help? Well, I'm gonna go check out other areas of the fort, but thank you for your time. I might be back later. I wish you all well, and I hope you rest in peace. Take care. I don't know what it is, but I am just so, I do know what it is. A lot of people passed away here, but I'm just so drawn to the hospital area. It is insane. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed seeing that final spirit box session that I did at Fort Warren in the hospital. It was pretty incredible, I'm not gonna lie, and I really enjoyed investigating this location. It's just so interesting because I feel like both investigations, there were some interesting finds, but they were interesting in very different ways. So the Lady in Black portion, yes, like, it was, you know, creepy going through the tunnels and things like that. However, it wasn't so much me picking up on energy, it was more of just, like, the feeling. I was completely in the dark, as you guys could see. And, you know, anytime you go anywhere in the dark that, like, you're unfamiliar with, it's always a creepy experience, regardless of whether it's haunted or not. So it wasn't so much me picking up on energy, it was just kind of like a creepy atmosphere, you know, to be ghost hunting in. There weren't too many spirit box finds, but I do have to say that the image that I've got at the very end of the video is very interesting. The mist, so what happens is there's this mist that comes up from the left as I'm turning the camera, and as I'm getting ready to leave the cave, the like prisoners section in the cave area. And there is this mist that comes up and goes over towards my spirit box as I'm closing out the session. And the thing that I find really interesting about it is, at this point, I was speaking kind of directly to Melanie, and I was letting her know that I hope she was going to find peace and things like that. And like I said, that could just be a coincidence, but I find it very interesting that this unexplainable mist comes up right as, you know, I'm leaving the area. Like I said, it was very early fall, like, it was still warm out. I was, like, wearing a t-shirt and everything. So it wasn't like I was outside in the cold and it could have been like my breath or something like that. It was very strange, and it doesn't come up at any other point in the video, like as I'm turning my camera and like moving it around. So I found that to be a very interesting find, and it's very creepy to look at in slow motion. It almost looks like a face if you go back to part 1. So it's definitely very creepy, and some of the best like visual evidence I've probably ever captured on my own. Yeah, the haunted hospital section that we just saw, that was interesting, but in a very different way. Like I said, I could feel the energy when I was walking through there. I could tell that there were things there trying to get my attention, trying to make their presence known, even before we did the spirit box or anything like that. And then when the spirit box comes through, it's so fascinating because not only was I getting some responses to what I was asking for questions, but also they were responding back to me, which was amazing. And like some of them, it sounded like they were asking me questions. So I'm quite impressed with the spirit box session. I honestly think that that was one of the best spirit box sessions and the best evidence with the spirit box I've ever captured. So it's definitely a very interesting place to go. Even if you're not into ghost hunting, I highly recommend you go there, especially during the summer. It's beautiful. They have these awesome picnic areas and places that you could go hang out. They offer like free tours, so if you're interested in learning, I barely scraped the surface of the history, so if you're really into that stuff, you can do a tour there, and the park rangers will give you all of the information as well as tell a little bit more of Melanie's story. I am going to be coming out with a Christmas Eve ghost story time like I did last year. I'm trying to make it more of a tradition that I do that. And this ghost story time is going to be about a ghost encounter I had in the Rocks neighborhood in Sydney, Australia. I actually capture a ghost on camera, and it looks like you can see its face and everything, so it's gonna be pretty cool, and that'll be coming out, like I said, on Christmas Eve. Check that out. I hope you guys have a great holiday season, and I will be seeing you soon. Take care.